Very good afternoon, or wherever you are watching this. This is the non-league social midweek special. And of course, some of our teams were in action during Tuesday night. We had the FA Cup, and of course, we had the third North Division game between Wivenhoe, who lost to Holland by 2-1. So let's just start with the midweek FA Cup results. What we had on Tuesday night, we had Somertown Rangers 1, Marchtown United 4. We do have Lance there, the Somertown manager, speaking to their media team. We've got a video of that. That will be coming shortly. We've got Thetford Town 0, Histon 1 after extra time. Only one single goal in the second half of extra time. That will be coming through to us very soon with Tony. He will be here to talk about that game. Also got Woodbridge Town 4, College United 2. They actually play Histon, Woodbridge in the next round of the FA Cup. Also got Wroxham 2, Fakenham Town 0. We got game day old Taylor there. He's got a little report for us. And then we got Brentwood 0, Witton Town 3. So that was a good game for Witton Town, winning by 3-1. Frankfurt was actually in the Essex Senior League. Also, we've got Downham Town 1, Mildenhall Town 1. Mildenhall went on to win that game by 5-4 on penalties after a 1-1 draw after extra time. Also, we've got Kean, who's going to be joining us from Brantham Athletic. His team won by 4-1 against Weatherstowe in the FA Cup. And as I was saying, Wivenhoe 1, Holland FC 2 with 172 in attendance. We've got Harry Brown scoring for Holland, and of course Harvey Evans scoring the second goal for them, and Carl Swinborough, who scored for Wivenhoe there. So let's start with Soam's Lance Key, who's the Somertown manager. Let's hear his thoughts of the game on Tuesday night. So here is Lance talking to the media guys at Somertown. No, we do not. Okay, just bear with me for a second. Let's go to Wroxham with Mr. Taylor.
Goals in either half. First half from Harry Barker and the second half from James Moores, giving Wroxham that 2-0 victory over Fakenham, sending them into the preliminary round of FA Cup qualifying, where they will take on the winners of the game between Downham Town and Mildenhall. I've not seen a full-time result for that, although Downham were 1-0 up at half-time. Either way, Wroxham will be playing a team that is in the same division as them, because both of them sides are in the Isthmian North Division, as are Wroxham. And as I say, it was a good game. Both sides had chances, and you got a feel for Fakenham a bit, I think, because they were on top for a lot of that second half, really pushing for an equaliser. I thought they were going to get it. Surprised they didn't manage to get the ball into the back of the net, and then they absolutely gift Wroxham a second goal, which just puts them in control, and they were able to just control the game, nearly had a bit of a buffer, and they saw the game out and got a 2-0 victory. And that's not to say that Wroxham's win wasn't deserved. Both teams probably felt they had enough chances to get goals and get the win. Fakenham were disappointed they didn't take their chances. To be fair, though, Wroxham had chances as well they could have taken. I know it was 2-0, but the game could have gone either way. The difference was Wroxham took their chances, Fakenham didn't, and that is why the Blues are going through.
So there you go. That is Taylor there talking about Wroxham beating Fakenham Town by 2-0 in the FA Cup preliminary round there. So also we've got Histon against Thetford Town. As I say, Thetford Town losing by a goal to 0 against Histon. Let's hear from old Tony himself. Hang on, this go in. Here we go. Here's Tony.
Yeah, so guys, Montford Road, it's finished. Thetford Town 0, Histon Town 1 after extra time. Goal came in the second half of extra time. I was down the other end of the ground and I totally missed the goal, but from what I could see of it going in, it just looked a scrappy goal. It didn't look a great goal. Look, Thetford had chances. And, you know, if they were just that little bit more clinical, they would have put them away on another day. Goalkeeper made a couple of good saves for Histon. Harry Sutton made a couple of good saves for Thetford, which you would expect him to make. A couple of them were just routine saves. But look, good crowd here. I don't know what the exact crowd is, by the way, but there's got to be at least a couple of hundred, I would say, here tonight. I thought this had penalties written all over it, to be honest with you. But that one goal was enough to seal it. And yeah, it's disappointing Thetford Town's gone out. I'm absolutely gutted that they've gone out. But it's given them some extra money, you know, and for this replay. I thought Antoine had a good game for Thetford tonight. He played really, really well. I thought Harvey Lott had a good game, in all honesty, as well. He played okay as well, so he played very well tonight. Yeah, and when Molly came off for substitution, he walked past and I stood and talked to him for a little bit, and even he said, we're just not clinical enough. That's the problem. And that's what it was. But look, Histon are the ones who progressed to the next round. But Thetford can keep in that, can you know, keep focused on the league now, and that's the most important thing, I suppose. And sometimes a cup run can disrupt your league form, so you know. But yeah, disappointing. But anyway, I'll see you all later. Yes.
So that was Tony talking about Thetford Town's defeat to Histon Town on Tuesday night. Of course, they've got a tough game on Saturday, but we'll come to that in a very short spell as we got Michael Brothers coming on to the show on Monday, but we'll get back to that in a second. So let's go, hopefully, this time to Lance Key, if we can find him. No, not yet. So hang on, just bear with for a second. Let's find out from Lance Key himself if I can get this thing working. It never works, especially on a recording or even live. So it's not very good, is it? But never mind. Let's try and get this going. So this is Surrey Towns Rangers manager Lance Key.
Again. It's a frustrating night, actually. I think in both halves we've had lion's share at stages of possession. I think if you look at the first 25 minutes of the first half, we've been probably the better side, created the better chances. Goalkeeper's made one hell of a save off Mason, you know, top right hand corner. You know, we've shown real bits of quality today in a game where we have a 10-minute spell in the first half where we lose our heads and we concede 3 goals in 8 minutes, I think it is. And you know, you have to give them credit because their quality in front of goal was far better than ours, and that inevitably that's the difference between the two sides. I think, you know, if March go away from here over the 2 games, they'll have said to, you know, they've been put under pressure at times, and we've created a lot of chances. I think we wrote down, I think Saturday was 10 chances, tonight is 12 or 13 attempts, should I say? You know, so we've had some good opportunities. I think that, you know, we've just said to them, you know, when you're 3-0 down at half time, you've got to try and give them something to sort of fight for. And we said, can you go and win the second half and see where it takes you? You know, we have a goal disallowed. We have one cleared off the line. Obviously, Tafari scores a good goal, and he deserved that for his efforts down the middle in the second half. You know, we gave it a go. They're a very good side that are well organised, you know, good budget, etc. So, am I disappointed? Yeah, of course I'm disappointed, but I'm not disappointed the way the boys went about it, especially second half when you're 3-0 down, we could crumble, we could give in. We actually went out and still gave a good account of ourselves.
There you go. That was Lance Key talking to the Surrey Town Rangers media team. Of course, you can subscribe to their channel. There will be finding it on the YouTube. So speak to them very soon. Thanks very much for letting me use it. So also we've got Kean here, Brentford Ultras. His team was against Weatherstowe at home on Tuesday night. So let's hear from Kean.
If you look at the predictions that people are putting out that follow the Isthmian, they always had Brantford down low, getting relegated or just above the relegation zone. But we go into Walthamstow and we done something that no one thought really would have happened, which was grab a point. It was a solid performance from the boys, really. You know, a goal, very lucky, but it's come from a set piece that's been worked on, likely on the training ground, lots of times going into that game. And obviously, yeah, it bounced off the post, then bounced off the player and went in. Sorry, but it's a tactic that's been planned on the training ground beforehand, and all the work that's gone in, you can see that it's paying off. Obviously, the Walthamstow goal in the first game, there's not much you could do about that. It was a silly foul to give away that led to the free kick, whipped into the box, sort of went up in the air, and then an overhead kick goal. Not much you can do. But let's fast forward to Tuesday night. Me and the boys, we rock up and we see our manager is warming up in goal. It's not a holy sight to see when you've got a huge home game coming up. But we had a word with him. You know, our first team keeper was injured or away, and then our backup keeper was on holiday, and we missed the signing on deadline to bring another keeper in. So Kev had to step in, and we've got to give it to him. He was bloody unreal. He was class that game. He nearly kept a clean sheet. His aura made them miss the pen, and our lights as well. But overall, it was an unreal game. You know, the first goal, it came from Lachlan Haynes. You had Imbert Thomas getting in there as well on the score sheet. Luca as well. Who was our other goal scorer? Oh, I forgot who it was now. But it was just an absolutely unreal performance. The atmosphere was unreal. We had an attendance of, I think it was like 110, which is massive compared to the attendances we was getting last season. The Walthamstow fans were unreal. They gave us banter, we gave them banter back. I think both sets of fans really enjoyed it, and you could see around us we had people recording the ultras from everywhere. But back to the football, that football was unreal. I mean, you had to be there to really experience it. But for a team that has not been given a chance going into the season, to win 4-1 at home to sort of a well-established Isthmian team, it was an unreal place to be. And, you know, we're going into Saturday, we've got Stanway at home, another newly promoted side, and I feel like really if we do carry that performance in from Walthamstow to Stanway, we should pick up 3 points in our opening game in the Isthmian.
There we go. That's Kean there from Bradford Athletic. His team winning by 4 goals and go through to the next round. And good luck to him and his team who face Stanway Rovers on Saturday. So that is it for the small midweek special. We will be back Monday, the 11th of August, 8:30. Join me, Tony. We've got Steve from Brentwood. Also joining us from Brentwood, we've got Chris Berry, who's the head of media there. Hopefully we get Darryl, see what predictions he's going to say on Monday. Also, 2 guests joining us as well. We've got Ruben Lane from Wroxham, who's just recently joined from Norwich United, who play in the Anglia Combination League. And we've also got Michael Brothers, Ipswich Wanderers manager. We'd like to hear his thoughts of the season and of course the coming weeks of the show. And also special mention to the guys who do the Essex Senior League and the Thurlow South and of course the FA Cup games. Their podcast is out. Give them a follow as well, and we'll see you all on Monday. If you want to get involved, if you've got any funny videos, any highlights, any interviews of anyone, fans, like to get you involved. Of course, the quiz will be back. Super 6 will be returning very shortly. But from now, enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. But for now, bye-bye for now. And good evening, Toasty.